All right, it is Wednesday, May the 28th. It is time for another episode of Cougars Battery. Welcome into the local sports pod. I'm your host, Mikey Sosar, the Cougar head man, as we call him. I still never explained that to you. We will at some point. Head coach Russ Kanzler joins me. We have a couple members of the team, as we'll get to know them a little bit better in Coach Kanzler's Meet the Cougars segment. Quickly want to just send a shout out to our sponsors. We'll get into that a little bit later. RM Marchetti Plumbing and Heating, Barbush Automotive, BLB Auto Sales, which is the main sponsor for Coach Kanzler's Meet the Cougar team. Noki's Designs, Firo's Funeral Services that provide our crossover. Unfortunately, our general crossover guy, Paul Bowe, is a little under the weather. We won't discuss that, but only in private. So thanks to Firo's and Warrior Baseball Academy. Quickly, I'll say at 17-4, Coach, what a way to finish. And it's not done yet. We're going to talk more about that as we discuss the past games and where you're headed in the final segment. Again, just a group that is designed after their head coach, their instructor. You hear me say this all the time. You probably want to slap me in the head. But situational baseball, defense, the hitting when it's on, it is on, and those situations that come with it. And I have to shoot out my kudos to you as the head of all of this and the boys that are here with us, the men that have been with us the past other two shows. Just a sound, a fine sound group as far as that goes. So we'll get into it here in a couple minutes. I've been around this team now all season. Unfortunately, I wasn't part of when they canceled or when they started covering the games into the playoffs last year. But what a fun season it's been. And again, I can't thank you guys for letting the local sports pod in and our regular crew as well.
Thank you.
Quickly, we're going to get into Coach Kanzler's Meet the Cougar team. The boys have been practicing since 3 o'clock. Big game tomorrow, battle for the district championship. Again, we'll get into that. Again, brought to you by Barbush Automotive. Coach Kanzler's Meet the Cougar team, Barbush Automotive, since 1937. Give us a call. We do it all. 570-454-7571. 299 Route 924, right out on Harley on the highway, out in Hazel Township. Whether it's repair, service, inspection, you can schedule. Call 570-454-7571. Or if you're interested in looking into a new vehicle, BLB Auto Sales, also located on the premises. You can check out their stock in person or online at www.barbushauto.com. Again, both located on the same site. Big kudos to Brian and his staff out at Barbush's. Whenever we ask, they're always there. Stop by, give them a call, check them out online. 299 Route 924, Harley and Hazel Township. Barbush Automotive, BLB Auto Sales, 570-454-7571. or www.barbushauto.com. Big thanks to them for sponsoring Coach Kanzler's Meet the Cougar team. And we'll get right into it, Coach. We'll start out with the youngster of the group.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we could start with Macias first. Yeah.
Well, Christopher's still young.
Yeah, but he's
getting old.
This one's, as the season's gone on, he's not a young
told me before
anymore.
this, it's his first ever interview.
You better do a lot of talking then. So, all right, we'll start with Anthony. Yeah, we'll start with Anthony first. Anthony's a sophomore, utility infield, right?
Freshman.
Freshman.
Freshman, yeah.
See that?
Got the young gun out here.
Paul Bowe's probably listening somewhere going, he made a mistake already. Macias is the youngest one of the group, one of the youngest. Coach, give us a little history, and then we'll talk to Ant.
So Anthony's done a great job for us this year. Obviously a freshman coming in and getting opportunities to play varsity baseball is not easy, and guys that have done it in the past, they can relate to that. So, but I think, he works very, very hard in practice. He's played some outfield for us. He's played some second base. He's, a very alert player, plays defense with a lot of urgency. He's made some diving plays in the outfield. He's, made some great heads up plays at second base. And has had some really clutch at bats for us. I think the one thing that you've seen with Anthony throughout the year is he sees a lot of pitches, sometimes too many, but he sees a lot, and he works counts. He'll walk, he'll put the ball in play. He's put down some excellent bunts for us. And he's had some clutch hits. So just super pleased with how he's carried himself this year as a freshman. And, has played his tail off.
All right, Anthony, here we go. First interview. Give us your thoughts on your season overall and your first year up with the varsity full time.
Dude, it was hard. I'm now having fun. In the beginning, it was hard. But
He's
Not
he's
mad.
not
He's
many
in-
words.
He's in
but it
Ryan,
was-
Ryan
it was-
Welsh's category.
Yeah, I know. Always has something to say off
You
camera.
said more than
but-
Welsh,
but
so you're good, bud.
good job, man. You did good. You did good. Coach, next we'll.
It was not fun, and now it is fun. That's
Well, I mean, that kind of
It's
puts
tough.
it all in
No, it
perspective.
is.
He's
It is.
getting his time. He's getting his hits more and more every game, right?
Yeah,
We've seen
absolutely.
it. It's-
But he
it's-
belongs, man. He belongs.
Oh, absolutely.
He's I've watched him since he's a young kid.
Again, you
know,
have that advantage.
Playing basketball too, like he's a good athlete and he doesn't try to do too much out there, which is big. So
Yeah, he's growing. He's growing. 3 more years to go.
absolutely.
So he's got a long way. It wasn't fun at first, but now maybe
Now
next
it's
year
fun.
it'll be fun from the start.
Yeah, that's the
I don't
goal.
know.
Yeah.
All right, next we'll talk to the man that lingers behind the plate, sophomore,
Sophomore.
Chris Kennelly, number 8, old
Yep.
number 8.
Yep.
Little history on Chris, and then
Absolutely.
we'll talk with him.
So, Chris, again, talking about Anthony, I mean, Chris basically became our starting shortstop last year as a freshman, bounced around all over the place, played some second, played outfield, really came on strong with his bat at the end of his freshman year, had a great playoff push for us in state playoff games and district playoff games. This year, he was asked to do something different. We had a hole at catcher, losing Nick Ledger to graduation,
Right.
Big shoes to fill there. And, I don't know if Chris wanted to do it. I think he did it because we asked him to, but he has done a phenomenal job for us behind the plate, has really kept us in games. I mean, his athletic ability back there is extremely noticeable. I mean, he'll jump and catch a wild pitch out of the air.
I've
or
seen
pick
so
one,
much. this
throwing
season. I think
guys
I'm
out,
interested,
just the athleticism. He's really a shortstop playing catcher and has done a great job for us and has swung the bat really well too. He's cooled off a little bit here the last, week or so, but at the early part of the season, he's he just quality at bats. You know what Chris is going to do. He can drive the baseball. He puts the ball in play a ton. He's a heads up base runner. But the big thing for me with him this year is he's really taken one for the team with us and stepped up in that catcher role and has done a phenomenal job.
Chris, you're the captain usually when you're on the field. Tell us a little bit your thoughts on your first season behind the plate. And I will concur with Coach Kanzler because I've been to almost every game. The way you move, your abilities behind the dish, it's just unreal with myself. And you still got a long way to go.
It's definitely a privilege playing this game. Like you can never take it for granted. Playing for this team is one of the best experiences you'll ever get. Definitely playing together. This team excels at that. Playing together, keeping one another accountable. We have our ups and downs, but always got to come back. Just keeping it together.
Awesome. Well, good job, pal. Thank you so much. All right, Coach, we'll move on as we move up the rung to the elders. Mason's here with us. Mason Ecker.
Ecker, yeah,
Utility outfielder,
Yep.
right? Done a lot. Give us his history and then
absolutely.
get his words of wisdom.
So one of the hardest working guys, I think, in the program. I mean, the amount of work that Mason put into the off-season strength and conditioning program, the amount of swings that he gets, really has developed himself into an outstanding player and has worn a couple different hats for us this year. He's been in the outfield at the early part of the season. He's played a really good outfield. He can play first base for us. Was probably our best hitter for the halfway point of the season and kept us in a ton of games. I go back to like the Dallas game on the road with, down to our last out and the game tying double to save us, there in that game and having some clutch ABs, putting bunts down as of late as we've gotten into crunch time a little bit. Just you know what you're going to get with Mason, just a super dependable, at bat. He's going to fight, he probably, and sometimes you might want it a little too bad, and we all went through it. Like I mentioned, Chris, all of us, we've struggled there that last week offensively, just trying to press a little bit too much. But, he's a great competitor and a great teammate.
All right, if you want to pass the mic over. Mason, I know you're excited to be here. You really come on strong at the end of the season here, as Coach mentioned, with hitting and such. So give us your quick thoughts on your season. It's far from over yet, but at the point we're at now and where we're headed?
Yeah, I mean, I really just like to strive with like my work ethic, and like I really try to put myself into the game and like work for what I get. And as the season's going on, I know I've worked for a lot, and I keep trying to work for everything I get. And I know this season, I feel like we're coming on strong now, and I think we're gonna go for a good run.
My question to you is, was it not fun in the beginning and fun now, or were you good from the beginning?
I've had a great time through the season.
Macias he's just getting used to it. So we have to pick on him. They were picking on him before we came on, folks. All right, there you have it, Junior Mason Ecker. Mason, thanks so much, buddy. Finally, we talked to the senior and the gentleman sitting next to my left. I've just seen him progress again from what I've watched from the beginning of the season. He's managed to keep his hat on now for at least 6 games straight. Well, he got a haircut, so he's good. But senior Nick Kniff.
Yeah, can say a lot about Nick. I mean, the job that he's done for us on the mound, through the first half, 3/4 of the season was phenomenal. I don't know where we would be at, honestly, record-wise, with just what he did coming in and high leverage situations, keeping us in games, keeping good offenses at bay. I remember, I think it was his first outing of the year against North Penn. It might have been the first or second batter he faced. He gave up a home run. And from that point forward, he just kept going at batters. Like when Nick is on the mound, he's totally fearless. He's attacking people. And, in that spot, in that moment, in that game, I just use that as an example because he never changed his emotion or his expression or anything.
He is very faceless.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And that's a good sign of a competitor. And the thing that I also appreciate about Nick is he's really he's bided his time. He wasn't really in the lineup for a big portion of the year, and then we had an injury and some guys were struggling a little bit, and he started getting opportunities more and more. He worked his tail off in practice. We're doing live inter squads. It seems like he's hitting the ball well. He's getting in games, getting one at bat, hitting the ball well, and then he's really done a great job for us down the stretch. Has a 3-hit game the other day against Wyoming Valley West in a playoff game. So a guy who's had a ton of baseball under his belt on the hitting side and the pitching side.
2 doubles and a single.
Yeah, knows the game, and they're all with 2 strikes too,
right.
which was the best part. So just couldn't be more proud of Nick and what he's accomplished this year for us.
And one of the things coaches say what you are driven for since that North Penn game, you'll get out there and I'll see you have a scratchy inning, but you'll come back next inning and it's like bang, bang, bang. Just things that I've picked up on as well. Again, I'm only around the team from the beginning of the season. So give us your quick thoughts on your senior season.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, like with pitching, I feel like a lot of us, like me, Jack, Freddie, like it seems like we always have a bad first inning. We always find a way to bounce back because it's not the end of the world. But honestly, I've been just trying to be here for whatever my team needs me for. Like beginning of the season, it was a lot of just being a big reliever in tough spots, and then now it's been a lot of just putting up quality at bats in my spot of the order.
So you feel pretty confident, or
yeah,
I should say. Well, I know you go out there confident, but you feel pretty good of what you've done so far. I know there's a lot more to go here.
Oh yeah. I'm very confident with us.
Awesome. Make it fun. Senior Nick Kniff, guys. All right, gentlemen. One thing I will compliment and these boys, these guys, these men, with the ones that have come before to join us here on the Meet the Cougars segment, it's always talking about another teammate, always talking about a teammate specifically or a bunch of teammates. So again, I commend the 4 of you. It's not about me. And I think that's why the chemistry is here, and it's deep. There's still a young bunch to come. I know we've talked about that 100 million times.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we have one senior sitting here, Nick. Unfortunately, we're losing him to graduation, but all these guys are going to be back next year with a big group of guys. I mean, and it's hard. Like we talked about it the other day in practice. I mean, when you're thinking a lot about yourself as a player, number one, you're never going to play the game with a lot of joy and happiness because you're never really going to be happy. You're just thinking about what you could have got out of the game or could you have done better. And we try to talk a lot about thinking about the other guy. What can you do for your teammate? What can you do to make his job easier? Because ultimately you're both going to win that. So, and especially this time of year, it's not about any one guy. It's about all of us trying to put our best effort forward and give ourselves a chance to just continue the season.
Awesome. All right, gentlemen, you're free to go. Take it out along the sides.
See you, boys.
Eat, study,
Thanks, guys.
get ready for tomorrow. We're going to talk more about that in a little bit here as the boys take off. All right, we're going to run through it quick just to get everybody up to speed.
Sure.
That hasn't been around. The crowds have been really good.
Yeah.
The weather somewhat, for the most part, since the last time we met. I think we had one or two in there. That Dallas game was ugly.
Yeah.
But the weather has been very cooperative from the get-go almost. I don't think there might have been 2 postponements. So
We're very fortunate with the turf because even, if it rained the night before or
it's
it rained in
amazing.
the morning,
Yeah.
I mean, as long as
or
it's not
DERF,
raining
as
during the
it's
game.
referred to it. That's right. It's
Yeah, we've been very fortunate. I think we had one postponement this year was the state college game that we didn't end up
right.
making
That
up,
was
and then
that
we
weather
grabbed
was
Mount
just
Carmel.
pandemic, and we'll
Yeah.
get into that here. So the last time you and I sat down was literally a couple days right before the Rail Riders University
Oh, yeah.
Series game against Wyoming Valley West, which was their home game, but a part of that Rail Rider Series community series that they
Mhm.
put on, bringing in local teams to play. So we got to join in it as well and broadcast the game live on SportsWire. Beautiful night. It got a little chilly at the end,
Yeah.
but it was still, you're looking at the 26th of April.
Yep.
So, but the boys, I mean, just the time of their lives, and you stepping back in, one of the first things I said to you, and probably jinx it. I didn't shave though, did you know?
You're doing good. You're getting
I
it.
probably
Yeah,
still
boy.
a lot of your old stomping grounds up there, right? We
Yeah.
were hanging out right field there.
Yep.
So just a big deal with that game and pulling out a 6-1 win over Valley West.
Yep. Yeah, it's a great opportunity for our players, our booster club, families. The players work hard to raise funds to be able to have those experiences. And we did it every year. And part of it was because for the last few years, the district championship game was always at Peterson
Right,
Field. So
right.
we thought, let's get them a game there and
Rolled
get
out by
them
the
that
Savannah
experience.
Bananas.
Yeah,
this
we
year.
got bounced by the Bananas,
Yeah.
but still, it's a great experience for those guys. We played a quality opponent in Wyoming Valley West. Played really well. I thought our approaches were great. And then
One of the better
Freddie got his
games. 100 strikeout
Yep.
for Freddie
So,
Corrado, right?
Yeah, one of our better games. Played really well defensively.
And we got really cool pictures. This interview.
We did. There was a great one of you and me,
We'll post those online. You're a lot taller than me. We won't discuss it. A couple days later, you took the trip back up 81 against Wilkes-Barre
Mhm.
on their turf. A team actually you're going to face tomorrow in
Yep.
the district championship. We'll talk about that in a little bit. That was an 11-2 win.
Yep.
Just another good outing by the team, and the bats were flying.
Yeah, we swung it really well that day. Jack Esposito kind of won the day for us because that was right around the time we found out Chris Peters had an injury, and LD Venture was still on the shelf with some shoulder soreness. So we were down to really Freddie, Jack, Nick Kniff, and
Right.
a couple of our JV arms. So we needed a really good performance from Jack, and he gave us a complete game that day. So that was huge. And then the offense backed him up.
Right. A couple days later, then started a little bit of a home run. We talked about it and touched on it. The Dallas game, which at the time wasn't so cool, and the way things went down, being on the bottom of the scoreboard,
Yeah,
things worked out really well. But in the rain that day, that was kind of a dropper on that one.
it was. Yeah, it was a letdown game. I mean, Nick Kniff threw a fantastic game. I think Nick Kniff had like 13 or 14 strikeouts
I
that
believe it
game.
was
Really,
14.
he had no hitter going through 4 innings,
He did.
and we just couldn't give any offensive support. Ben Nord from Dallas. That's all right. Yeah,
This is summer.
Ben Nord kid from Dallas threw a great game. Kept us on.
Both
at bay.
pitchers actually for what, 4.5
Yeah.
innings, I think it was.
Well, the first inning of that game, I remember we had bases loaded, nobody out, we didn't
Right.
score, and
Yep.
ended up losing 3-1. So we had our opportunities that game, we just couldn't punch it through.
And when those rains came at the end, went for the last
Yeah.
2.5 innings, it
Oh,
was
yeah.
just a steady
Everyone,
yuck.
yeah, it
We
was
were
raining
freezing.
pretty good.
It was
Everyone was
pretty
taking pitches. It was like who can throw the ball over the plate that
Yeah,
game.
so
So
it was pretty bad. Come back a couple days later, another home game and a good outing against Nanaco to get ready for the next one we're going to talk about
Yep.
with a big 17-2 for our 15-run roll, right?
Yep.
Just offensive put out was unbelievable in that one. We had a sunnier day as well.
we did, yeah. It was a nice day. I think a couple homers that day. Harity had a homer. Hidalgo had a
Boggle
homer.
had one, right?
Yeah, swung the bat really well. I think Nanacoke was a little down this year, but still, I mean, you never know what could happen in baseball, and you can have a letdown game and someone can play their best game. So, I was proud of the way the guys came out and took care of business.
And then the big one everybody was looking forward to 3 days later, Pittston rolled into town.
Yep.
You guys earlier in the season had a
Shootout.
shootout
Yeah,
up at
13-12.
their place and started out great. till we thought we were gonna 15-run roll them, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden they just kept clawing and clawing. It ended up being 11-8, but
11-8, yeah.
it was a big win. There was a nice crowd on hand for that day. Weather wasn't too hot, but
Yeah, weather was okay. But no, that was a must-win game for us at the time.
Absolutely.
We had to win that game to force a potential playoff with Pittston. Thought we came out really, really well. We went down 2-0. Elijah Barr hit a homer in the first inning, and but the guys didn't falter. We came out.
and the
I think we
Bass
scored-
really seemed to
yeah,
open
scored
up with
2.
runs and whatnot.
You know, ran the bases really well, played good defensively, and they're a tough team. You know, I think they put up 5 runs in the 7th inning to make it 11-8, and you know, good teams like that are going to keep clawing at you. So, but that was a good win.
Yeah, and then with a win against Berwick a couple days later at their place, then you come back to here or go on the road all the way on a weekday,
Yeah,
all the way up to Central PA, Central Mountain High School. Another kind of tough one in the latter innings.
yeah, oh yeah.
6-5 dropper there.
Yeah, you know, and we came out well. I mean, good arm on the mound for Central Mountain. I think we were up 4-0 at one point. LD Ventura had a bases clearing double with the bases loaded, so we got an early lead there. Freddie threw an inning, was getting some touch and feel work to be ready for the Pittston Conference
Right.
Championship game. You know, had a little bit of struggles finding the strike zone that game. Kicked the ball here or there, and just didn't finish them off. You know, we had our foot on the gas pedal, and we kind of took it off there in the latter innings. And they're a good club in the 5A classification. They did a good job at home bouncing back.
Yeah, long way to go as well. And then, as you had mentioned, that following Saturday was to be senior day here at Shivel.
Yep.
Unfortunately, we had one of those weekends where it rained for like 2 and end of the mayor here, but almost not here. So I guess you got to do it. So later in the week, then we were able to reschedule.
Yep.
Mount Carmel was
Yep.
able to come down another state power.
Definitely, yeah.
Took it last year, correct? Right.
They went to the state championship game last year. They ended up
Yeah.
losing the state championship. But
So a very fought-worthy opponent. Two powerhouses, as I put it to both
Yeah.
coaches. Senior day, we had great weather. Unfortunately, the batches weren't happening.
yeah, that was the middle of our rut. We were in a rut, man. I mean, there was you know, a lot of heads hanging, shoulder slumping a little bit.
Right.
You know, we talked about.
Well, you had almost a
Yeah.
week in between
Yeah.
Central Mountain and that one.
Yep. Yeah.
So
You know, and just seemed like some guys were in their own heads about, you know, offensive approaches. Some guys were a little too tentative. Some guys were trying to do too much, you know, and that happens in baseball. You go through those little bit of lulls. And ultimately we saw a couple really good arms. One is Aiden Brokenshire out of Mount Carmel.
who
That's gonna
actually
be-
pitched them to the district championship,
Yes.
I believe, the
Yep.
other day as well.
yeah. So really good. And that's good. I mean, that's what we want
Well,
regardless.
you want that non-conference.
Yeah.
And we talked about the schedule all year,
Yeah.
the 3 times now that we've gotten together. That's what the schedule was built for, just like basketball and such.
Yeah, you hate to
get
drop
ready.
any game.
Right.
You don't want to drop any game, but
Right.
you know, at the very least, your non-league games, you want to see quality opponents and good
Absolutely.
arms.
Then we advanced, obviously, the showdown between you and Pittston on the neutral field last Friday up in Wilkes-Barre area. Beautiful complex. Ours is more beautiful. We have a press
Thank you.
box too.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
it's, but I have my pop up there. Everybody was
Nice.
making fun of it, but it's okay. Great game. Pitched by the Pitt recruit.
Yeah.
Kept our bats a little on the weak side. That dropped out 1-6-1 for the
Yeah.
conference.
Yeah, tough one, man. I mean, again, I think you know, Elijah Barr had a great day. There's a reason why he's going to play at the next level.
Sure.
You know, ACC at Pitt.
Right.
Hit 2 homers that game. One off Freddie Corrado, one off Jack Esposito, and really did a good job keeping.
Who
us
might
in
I
game.
add it? I was just about to say
Yeah.
Jack came in and
Oh,
relief
Jack
for
pitched
Freddie,
made one mistake.
and just
and it was
that
to-
was that
it was
2-run
the
homer
bar,
to him.
yeah.
Otherwise, it could have possibly swung a different way. But again, it's baseball. You never know.
Yeah, no, you got to tip your caps to them. I mean, they did a good job, and obviously, beat us once at their place this year in a tight one, and they were down by 5 runs,
Right.
and then they took care of business against us the third game there. But again, I it's a day of playing baseball for me. One thing that I liked about that situation, again, you hate to lose it, and our goal is always to win the
We
Wyoming
had
Valley
spoke about
Conference,
this after
but
the game, right?
you got to play another game.
Right.
And usually what you have happen in the Wyoming Valley Conference between, the end of your regular season and districts is you have like a 10 to 11 day layoff,
Sit down. Yeah.
where you're
Yep.
just trying to sit here at practice and
Mhm.
find ways
Playing
to
against
simulate
one
baseball.
another.
So
Yep.
the opportunity to get another good game in and,
Sure.
and face an outstanding pitcher can only be good for us. So
Yep. Then a couple days later, with the bye,
Yep.
as you guys were Hazelton was the number 2 seed.
Yep.
So they earned a bye out of the first round, and were able to hop into the second round against actually the first opponent we talked about against Wyoming Valley West there at Shivo last week. Just a fantastic game by the team for everything they went through that little rush, and obviously dropping the conference championship. But big win here in Shivo.
Definitely, yeah, nice crowd. Really nice crowd.
One of the biggest, I think, all season. Yeah.
Just proud of the guys. I mean, it was a hard week of practice after, dropping Central Mountain, Mount Carmel, the Pittston game. I mean, we got after it. There's a lot of, soul searching amongst ourselves, myself included, just sitting down, talking with the players, how we get our heads.
That's one thing I noticed, not to interrupt. I know we want to move through, but I've gotten here before practice when we've done this now 3 times. And the time you take with certain individuals that you feel, I guess, are in need of it, or maybe there's, issues with hitting, or just taking the time. And I again, it's something I notice even after games, or for that brief couple of seconds where they're in and out of the dugout, that personability, I guess, if that's a real word, the personal time, you just go out of your way as a coach, and as a coach, as a teacher, as a leader should, but there's just, it's more noticeable to me. I don't know why, but it's just the way you handle it, I guess.
Thanks, man.
It's
not easy. I mean, I'll tell you, and I think,
and these kids because you've known them. Freddie Corrado with the pull when you were on All-Star break. I mean, these kids. So, and they don't take it to heart if you pull them aside. Sorry, I keep interrupting.
No. I mean,
that's just one of the things that charges me from your end.
It's taken me some time as a coach, to learn, lessons of how to make impacts in their lives and build those relationships with those guys. But really, I've been there as a player, and I think I try to relate as much as I can. I'm getting older every year, but I'd still like to think I wasn't too far away from when I used to play. Yeah.
Look at this though when the sun hits.
Yeah,
that's just on the top of my head. It's forced.
But
I'll look better tomorrow.
This game is won and lost in between your ears. It really is. So, while we try to do as much as we can to prepare them physically and, tons of drills and simulate as many scenarios as we can as a team. And these guys work very, very hard on their own. It's just as much of trying to get through and learn what they're thinking and, what they do when they're going well, what they're doing when they're not going well, how we get them back on track. And sometimes it's just, a quiet conversation off to the side to give them some encouragement.
Sure.
Sometimes it's a kick in the tail a little bit too. You gotta figure out who's who.
You got to take the good with the bad.
Yeah, some guys respond differently to different type of coaching. It's just part of getting to know their personalities. But we're very blessed, very fortunate with the group of young men that we have here. I mean, they're all the kids that sat down here today. All of our kids are great kids. I mean, we've from an attitude and discipline.
And we're almost through the whole lineup.
Yeah,
we should
we'll
pretty
get them all
much be
done.
We'll get them.
Our coaches and I talk about it a lot. I mean, for this season, virtually no issues with attitude or discipline.
That's great.
Just kids. Every once in a while you have some heated moments. Boys will be boys, but these guys are working really, really hard. They want to win. Like Christopher said, I mean, they want to win for each other, which is when
there's
it gets
not
really
one
special.
kid that we've sat here or I hear in that dugout because I'm in that dugout for the whole game. And again, I will state, and sorry to be repetitive, but it's never about themselves.
No, and if it is, there's your buddies there to hold you accountable to that because it happens.
And I've seen it.
Yeah, it happens.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey man, get out of your head. Let's go.
Yeah.
We need you. We need you to go play defense now. And that's the cool thing for me. When I've always not to disconnect myself from it, but I always felt like the best teams are always led by the players. Good teams can be led by coaches, and we have no problem doing that.
But there's this thing here called the mirror.
Yeah,
and
when you see the players start to take charge and start to, really push your message as a coach, and we have other coaches that are on the field as players, that's where it gets a lot of fun for us because then things get nipped in the butt very quickly and we get to move on with what we need to do.
And that's what it seems whenever this team's down. Like I said, you hit that route with Central Mountain game and senior game, and obviously it carried into the conference, but then they're right back up. So kudos to you. Kudos to these gentlemen. This is your favorite part. So you can step out for 2 minutes and hydrate.
Am I done?
No, we got to talk about tomorrow.
I'll come back.
So, all right,
Okay.
he's going to step out for a minute because he loves when I do this so much. He wanted me to tape it. I didn't know he wanted me to. Just give me a quick 5, Coach. Quickly, we'll say thank you and give our kudos to our sponsors because without any of them, we could not do this for you guys. Hope you're enjoying it so far. We're back live again. We had some issues last time, managed to put on a pretty nice show though. But quickly, we'll run through them. R.L. Marchetti Plumbing and Heating. Our good friend Randy Marchetti, been friends since we're kids, played Little League together, played CYO. Anything we need, whether it's my personal with our show or anything for advertising through our sports wire endeavors and whatnot. Randy is always there. R.L. Marchetti Plumbing and Heating, serving our Hazleton area for over 110 years. Emergency service or scheduled. Again, it's the time of year. The air is on, then it's the heat. It's the kind of weather we're having. It could be one of those summers as well. So whether it's in an emergency, calling them, or a scheduled within a considerable amount of time, either way, please give them a call, 570-455-7335. Again, a big thanks to Randy and staff and his crews, serving the Hazleton area for over 110 years. R.L. Marchetti Plumbing and Heating, 570-455-7335. Noki's Designs from Freeland, Pennsylvania. Dan Noki, good friend of ours. Again, another one. Whenever we need the aid of Dan, whether it's clothing for a sportswear crew, for myself, Dan is always there for us. Known as the Kings of Customization, Noki's Designs for over 20 years in the Freeland area has been the premier spot of personalizing anything possible: t-shirts, hoodies, hats, signs, banners. I could go on for days. If you have an idea for that personalization on any of those that I just mentioned, or anything unimaginably and non-arguably, Dan could do it for you. Please check them out on Facebook at Noki's Designs and help make your vision a reality. Please give Dan and Noki's Designs a call at 570-233-3962. They are the Kings of Customization, our good friend Dan Noki, and a big thank you to him as always. Noki's Designs for over 20 years, making your vision a reality, 570-233-3962, or at Noki's Designs on Facebook. Another good friend, unfortunately, we have no crossover on this episode of Cougars Battery. Paul Bo is under the weather. We thought we'd have a very special guest who's actually home from school, but he declined, and I can't say that I blame him. He just wants to fly under the radar and be a kid for the summer. Firo's Funeral Services since 1892, handling all of your family needs when it is that time. They are located at 26 West 2nd Street in Hazleton. Jeff Firo is the director. Andrew Piskel is the supervisor. Again, when the family is in that time of need, these are the fine folks that will take care of every need and added needs that you would to take care of your family in that time. Please give them a call at 570-454-1561. A big thanks to our crossover sponsor, carrying us through all seasons right into spring with baseball and softball, and they're coming back for football as well. Again, Firo's Funeral Services, big thank you to Jeff and Andy. 26 West 2nd Street here in Hazleton, 570-454-1561. And finally, Warrior Baseball Academy, 541 State Route 93 in Sugarloaf. All-Stars is coming into play. The end of Little League season is coming. Want to keep the kids fresh, have things for them to do over the summer as well. If their part of the season is over and they're not involved with All-Stars, always good, especially even on a sunny day, let alone a rainy day, just to take them out and get it done. They're helping you to take the lead on the competition. Formerly in the Cunningham Builders building located on Route 93, just across from Sheets. It is the Warrior Baseball Academy, warriorbaseballacademy.com. You can schedule hourly, daily, and monthly for the batting cage rental options. I believe the golf simulator is up and running. I believe the gym was just coming into as well. They've got a little bit of everything to help out your personal needs, especially the needs of the kids. Like I said, the batting cages are a big deal. Again, you can do any kind of that scheduling at warriorbaseballacademy.com, or give them a call at 570-233-3962. That's Warrior Baseball Academy, 541 State Route 93 in Sugarloaf, PA, helping you to take the lead on the competition. Again, sponsorships are always available. We're winding down here Looking, as long as things keep rolling here, another show in about a week and a half. I should say when things keep rolling, always trying to stay positive here. I was just busting coach a little bit before when they were finishing up batting practice. Please feel free to PM us on our Facebook page, the Local Sports Pod, or give us a call, 570-778-5942. Again, sponsorships always available as we roll out of spring. Before you know it, the 4th of July will be here. It's America's 250th birthday. So much going on. We're going to be starting to get ready for football season. So if you're out there and you're interested and you want to take it over the top just a little bit, there's still time now. And there's plenty of time coming with the fall sports. All right. So we get Coach Kanzler back in here. He's well hydrated as he grabs his mic. And so I told you it wasn't.
You did good.
Yeah, I'm proud of myself. All right, Coach, let's talk about it. There's one coming up here tomorrow, 4:30, up at the Ralston Fields, located up at Wilkes University with Brugerworth Field, a field similar to what we have here. Just excitement around the whole District 2-4 6A championship. Obviously, a win vaults you into states.
Yep.
We won't get into that heavy, but mainly we'll just quickly talk about tomorrow's big game against Wyoming Valley West. Like I said, 4:30 Wilkes University, the Ralston Fields, Brugerworth Field. I hope I pronounced that right.
Right. Yeah.
And quickly, your thoughts. I mean, this is a big one.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is what you work for. You go back through our off season, our preseason conditioning, all the time that these guys have put into getting themselves to this point as a team. The hard work, the cold days out here on the field in March and April.
Oh, absolutely.
And, all of it, the ups and downs. We have an opportunity to bring a championship back to this school, which is really what this program's all about and what these guys work for. So it's a great opportunity for us tomorrow. Obviously, we know our opponent well. We played Wilkes-Barre twice this year, and they're playing really good baseball right now. They had an extra inning win in the first round of districts against Scranton, played really well.
Right.
And then they go to Williamsport on the road, and they
was
win an
unreal.
extra.
We sat here on edge that whole day.
Yeah.
I don't think you left the field for
No.
probably 2 hours after.
I know Coach Skrepnik well. He's a great coach. He runs a great program there.
Great bunch of people up there.
Yeah.
When we were up there for the conference championship,
Definitely, yeah.
I always take care of us up at Wilkes-Barre.
Absolutely. So, we have to turn it on tomorrow and play our best baseball. I think we've had a great 4 days of prep practice. We got a lot of stuff in. We did some live ABs today.
Yep,
Just trying to
they were
create as
doing
many
it
game
just as we got
situations
there,
as we can, go over the things we need to go over. But these guys are ready. I'm confident in them. I'm confident in each guy we have on this team, whether they're in the starting lineup initially or they're coming in off the bench. I think all these guys know what's expected of them, and they're ready to go. They're excited.
Yeah, a lot of smiles on the faces when practice was over today.
Definitely, yeah, definitely.
As we get later, I guess they're enjoying the warm weather as
Yeah.
well. And weather's looking pretty good for tomorrow.
Yeah, should have a nice day. A little colder tomorrow. Wilkes University's field it's a great spot to go see a game.
This is my first. So.
Yeah, it's a great spot to see a game. It's a big field. It's kind of like a big square.
Well,
It's
they
almost
play
used for soccer, lacrosse. The different
soccer,
sports, yeah.
lacrosse.
So center field's really big. It's like
Mhm.
430 feet in center. And then the
It's a good looking facility.
It is, yeah.
pictures and
Yeah, they do a good
videos, so.
job. So it'll be a nice atmosphere tomorrow.
And if you can't make the game tomorrow, we will have it live for you on SportsWire. Paul Ball, BP Burke, myself, we will be live starting at 4:15 with our pregame. Again, first pitch at 4:30. Sportswire.com, and the link will be up on sportswire.mixler.com is actually where you want to go. And you'll see the logos for both teams and what time it starts. There's a countdown an hour before. So if you can't make it up 81 tomorrow and, through traffic on a Thursday, wish games were a little bit later when we do these things.
I
We all say that. But, really, there's a lot of excitement around this field, around this program. There's been for weeks, but this is definitely a big
Yeah, and
one.
anybody who's going to the game in person has to buy a ticket. So it's
Hometown sports.
Yep, you go on the PIAA website.
Right.
You can look up the 6A District 2 championship game, and you can get the link to Hometown
No
Sports.
tickets at the gate. I
Right, I
believe,
think you get it online.
You
It's a
got to get it
QR code.
online.
Yep.
Yep. Scan the QR code on the PIAA site. Look for District 2, 4, 6A. You click on there, and then
Go to baseball, and then it'll take
and
you
it'll
to the
take
game.
you to Hometown Sports, I believe. it is,
Yes,
or
yep,
whatever.
yep.
So Again, folks, you got to get them tickets online. Unfortunately, we truly apologize for that, but it's rules of the District 2 and 4 and PIAA. And that's the way when we get into these things. I remember, people asking, going back to basketball, everyone we'd post. When I post my game day tomorrow on the local sports pod site, I will have that link as well.
Okay, good. Yeah.
So everything should be good. So again, District 2-4, 6A championship. Tomorrow, Wilkes College, the Ralston Athletic Fields. I believe it's over by River Street.
Correct. Right behind if you go to Kirby Park, behind the armory there. At Kirby Park. Yep.
Ralston Athletic Fields, Brugworth Field, 4:15 pregame on sportswire.mixler.com, 4:30 first pitch. Yep. Paul Ball, BP Burke, myself, of course, the most important people that I can't even talk right now will be the Cougar baseball team, Coach Kanzler, the boys, the staff. This is a big one, and again, with a win, vaults them right into the state tournament because I believe out of districts it's only one, right?
Correct. Yep. Yeah, for District 2-4, you have to be the district champion. You have to win the event.
Right. So big
advances.
game, big win, and we keep going here. And probably a week from now, we can get together again and
sounds like a
update
plan.
everybody where we're at, and keep everybody up to date on what's going, and keep this thing going. All right, quickly, guys. I want to thank the sponsors once again: R.L. Marchetti Plumbing and Heating. Our coach Kanzler's Meet the Cougars team sponsor, Barbush Automotive, BLB Auto Sales, Noki's Designs, Furo Funeral Services Incorporated, our crossover sponsor, and the Warrior Baseball Academy. Coach, it's always a pleasure. I don't know what we're doing. We're doing this, we're doing that. It's always fun. He's gotten to the point where he can pick on me just like everybody else now. Big thanks to him. Big thanks to the district, Dr. Uplinger, our athletic department, as always, Mr. Fred Barletta, Kathy Brogan, the big guy, Bob Schnee, Leanne Fellabell, our producer, Kelly Kay, whom you never seen, and I drive nuts. But we're here. Coach, all I can say is best of luck tomorrow. We will be there with SportsWire, like I said. And most importantly, thank you to you. Without you and the followers, and again, as I always say, please remember to follow, share, like, comment. You is truly what makes it happen, aside from these guys letting us inside, which has been a fantastic season. And we're not, like I said, we're not done yet. Hopefully they pull out the win tomorrow. We keep this thing going right in the States. That's what this baseball program here is known for. So we'll sign it off now quick, and hopefully we'll catch up with you next week. Hopefully we'll see you out at Ralston Fields tomorrow and Bruggerworth Field for the District 2 6A, District 2 4 6A baseball championship. Hazleton versus Wilkes-Barre area. That's going to do it from here at Shivewell Field. Hope you had a great Memorial Day. Let's keep the weather going. And as always, let's go Cougars.